Good morning, WTU. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. It's your founder, Phil Monk here. I'm at the NEC CBD Expo. Excuse me, I'll have to come back. I'm not sure, was that live again? Sorry about that, that was one of the volunteers calling. And I had to just confirm where they were, because without the volunteers, the WTU stand couldn't have been here. I've actually got the camera attached to a tripod on the electric mobility scooter that I've hired. I've got to say thank you to the donors for making that possible. I did have a moan and a beast yesterday about it because of the I thought it was an unfair expense to charge people £15 that were poor anyway. But the ladies were very nice and friendly and gave great service, so that was a bit of a redeeming factor. But I do feel it's still a bit of an exploitation of poor people. So I'm just driving around the NEC at the minute. Bear in mind, my tripod's getting in the way of my accelerator. Excuse me a second. John, yeah, thanks very much yesterday, John, for everything you did. It was great to have a strong, able-bodied person on the stand just to be able to get a box of t-shirts out or lift stuff, move stuff. And it was just great to have so many people in WTU t-shirts, because that just stimulates conversation. The power of I've got to stop at a zebra crossing for pedestrians. That's really quite funny. The power of an image over words is quite powerful, and the logo and stimulates conversation. I haven't had a chance to show you the new ones yet that Rocky van der Benderskum has made up, and this is to celebrate all of the clubs that identify or stand with, support WTU. So it's the round table logo. So they're obviously going to be available to members. Well, they've just got to email me. I hope you can hear me. £16 a day parking, yeah, I thought that was extortionate rip-off. Corporate robbing bastards. Yeah, that's exactly how I described the NEC. Capitalistic scum was the word I was using yesterday to the attendant. I was being very nice to the attendant, but not nice about her employers. Going on to that, yeah, thoughts of the NEC. I'm not sure what the lighting's like. The corporate aspect, I actually managed to wangle my way into the awards last night as well, because I managed to wangle my way in places. And it was interesting to get inside and have a look, I suppose. It's great in the sense it's a huge celebration of cannabis culture, awarding people for paraphernalia, best glassware, best seeds, best medibles. Obviously the medibles, and that was CBD only, not THC medibles. And it just kind of got to me, you know, so while some people have been awarded for their best paraphernalia, other people have been arrested, and the evidence used against them is the paraphernalia that they've been found at their property. Same for the seeds or the medibles or any of those things. And it kind of just, it seems like half of people are celebrating before a war has even been won. They've only got half of the battle won, and they're celebrating because maybe they haven't been in the fight from the very beginning like some of us have. But at the same time, I think I'm grateful for having been here. The Expo organisers have been fantastic in terms of, this is why electric wheelchairs hurt, because they shake you around like crazy. The Expo organisers, in my mind, that's Robert, Tommy and James, they've been fantastic for giving activists like WTU, like Simper, like Kelly, like Greg, just a platform. An equal platform. In fact, they've even given us major advantage because they haven't charged us the X number of pounds per square feet to have the stall. And bear in mind that the WTU Expo here, well, I was offered a chair in the media suite originally. Excuse me while I shake around. And then after they saw our little stand at the Product Earth, which was only because of your donations that stand was possible, they saw what we did and said, well, would you like to have a stand the same size at the Expo? And I said, well, that would be very nice. And then I mentioned how we lacked for space at Product Earth because it was quite cramped and people wanted to sit around and talk for a while. So I asked if there was more space available, we'd be able to make a chill lounge, and that's what we've got, a 6x3 chill lounge, where people can come and sit down and talk about, well, their life, their story, WTU, and everything else that's going on. So I found that to be very useful. Good morning, here's the team, I'm going to flip the camera around. Hold on, I've got to get my tripod sorted. Sorry, this is new to me, this technological business. Maybe I just hold the thing, sorry. You're on a live feed, in case you didn't know, to the group. Do you mind being? Do you mind? So, as I've mentioned, WTU is here because of volunteers. So I put a call out saying I've been offered the opportunity to be here, but I can't do it alone. Can anyone help? Well, here's some people. Here's a new volunteer that I didn't know was volunteering, Catherine. Oh, let's not crash. This is Catherine. First time we met was yesterday, wasn't it, Catherine? And already she's flying the colours and is on the team. Ben we already know from Devon Cannabis Club, who often volunteers to help whenever he possibly can.
Whenever I can.
And Mark Wayman, who also volunteered. You're local as well, aren't you, Mark? Or local-ish?
Yeah,
local-ish. And, you know, with these volunteers, it made it possible. Oh, I'm shaking with cold now. Do you want to say anything to anyone while you're here? Have I put you on the spot? Have you got nothing to say? How's the experience been for you? Let me do it with a question.
Okay.
Are you glad you volunteered?
Yeah, definitely.
Could you say why are you glad you volunteered?
I've always been cannabis, and prohibition has stopped a lot of things happening. And with me, I had some serious back issues. Ended up on pharmaceuticals, amphetamine patches, tramadol, you name it.
The usual score.
Yeah. Pretty much always been a user of cannabis, not a problem with admitting to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing anything wrong.
No, exactly. No shame.
Yeah, and it's just something that helped me get off some very, very nasty substances and people.
Prescribed substances?
Yeah, of course.
That were prescribed to you by professionals?
Fentanyl patches.
It's the only reason I clarify is because people access those same products without a prescription, shall we say. So some people might be coming off those without having been prescribed them.
No, I've got
So
them for my
it's important to clarify that, I think, as well, to show that you've made the choice to come away from those with the herb because of what those prescribed drugs did to you.
Yeah, I've got 2 young kids. It's just not feasible for me to feel like a zombie all day, every day, because I'm having to take 6, 7 different.
And that's dead interesting because it's literally because I've got kids I can't take those, so I need to take this. But they would challenge our parenthood rights for choosing cannabis.
That's the one thing that terrifies, absolutely terrifies.
Yeah, we're going to bring that into the case in some way as well, the discrimination against parents. We had social services in our life, they examined us, and in the end they agreed. There's no safeguarding issue here, you're good parents, you just happen to use cannabis, and they left us in peace. Would you like to finish up with anything?
Get sharing, invite as many people as you can. The movement needs to get bigger, and maybe localise it as well.
Localise it,
so everything gets bigger and grows, grows across the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the only way it's going to work.
Respect, brother, thank you for coming out, thank you. Would you guys like to say anything? Feel free, you don't have to, you can just say no, Phil. I believe in freedom of choice, see?
Let's start with Catherine.
No, Phil.
I'm not going to say no, Phil.
She's going to say, look, Phil, last night I told you I specifically didn't want to have an interview. On that note, I'm going to leave it at there, Catherine.
It's fine.
It's great.
I don't mind talking.
Do you want to say anything to the group? Have you joined in the group yet, actually? Are you in our Facebook community as yet? So you're flying the colours, you're man in the stall, or woman in the stall, sorry, and you haven't even got into the community group. That's epic, actually. I think it's brilliant.
I've been sort of lurking by somebody.
Oh, that's great, that's great.
So, no, my journey, been disabled all my life, mainly use different coping mechanisms, anything other than the pharmaceuticals from doctors.
Why didn't you want the...
I didn't use cannabis because
Right.
I never had that option.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
It just wasn't around, wasn't available,
No.
didn't cross your path sort of thing. Got you.
And in the last 12 months I am now off all but one of them, of the meds. And I was taking meds to deal with the side effects of the meds,
The polyprescribing. Yeah.
Yeah. At one point I was on 52 tablets a day.
Morning.
Hey, love.
Not counting the extra stuff that I was having to chuck down my neck just to actually
Yeah.
get
I
through.
find that
I'm a doer, I'm not a spectator.
just live feeding. I did.
I sit on my arse all day long. Ironically, that's just not me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, I'm much better now.
You're much better.
I'm actually. I learned to walk 4 times in my life. 5, I suppose, if you count the first. But
Yeah, so you went to the.
I didn't think I'd ever even begin to think about that. And the difference now, I'm upping my dosages.
Yeah.
Changing how I do it.
Yeah.
Managing to smoke pure. That was
Yeah.
from a low tolerance point, and then gradually getting everything and getting better.
Do you find it's improving your life then?
Not the pain is pain, whatever.
Pain is pain. Is it making your life with pain better?
It's my mind
Yeah.
that is coming better.
Oh, I see. That's what I found, funnily enough. That's why I gave up the pharmacy drugs, was because it changed my mind and my personality so much. So I had to... Good morning, Paul. This is another one of our volunteers here, Paul Sperry. You're doing live feed into the group. Sorry. I just want to give a big shout out of thanks actually to Paul. It's a chance for everyone to say thank you for our website. This is the man behind the digital stuff that I can't do. So thank you, Paul, from me and everyone at WTU. Because I know how much you actually do sacrifice.
Anyone who can do anything should.
Well, yeah, anyone that can do anything, that's good actually, yeah. And that's what I was going to finish with yourself, Catherine. As someone that's on the beginning of their journey, what's one bit of advice you'd give to someone that's just on the beginning of their learning journey with cannabis?
Get involved with the community.
Get involved.
Find out
Laurie.
the people that they're living it, dealing with it. There's so much knowledge out there.
So connect with the community, connect with the people that are living it at the moment and have got the knowledge. Thank you for taking the time. How do I flip this thing round? I'm going to head back off in now, folks. Get warm because I'm dithering, and also get a coffee. And then when I go roll around, I'll take you round on it's not the beast, it's the mouse. I'll take you around on the mouse and let you have a look around the expo, and we'll talk more about it all soon. Lots of love. Take care.